What is up, my friend? Hey, welcome to the Studio Sherpas podcast. And guess what? This is the final episode of the decade. But I'm coming back. I'm going to see you in the next decade. Yes, I know. It's just a small window of opportunity to be able to use that dad joke. Is that a dad joke? Considered a dad joke? Well, I'm glad you're here, my friend. I am recording this final episode from my home studio. I think studio is probably a bit bigger word than what this actually is. It's kind of like an office. Yeah, it's an office. Definitely not a studio as I'm looking around. I'm glad you're here. Studio Sherpas podcast. This show is I think it's for you. Studio Sherpas podcast was created to help you grow your video business. We're at like episode 157. I mean, that's just a lot of episodes. If you have been with me from the beginning, I salute you. I say you're awesome. And that's incredible. That is commitment. And I also poured myself a cup of tea. It is 9:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm up against a deadline to get this episode finished. Today is my deadline. And I had high hopes. I was gonna highlight some of my favorite episodes from this year, and I do have all of those episodes that I wanted to highlight right in front of me, but I wanted to grab clips, and so I was listening through different episodes and trying to find clips. And the more I worked on it, the more I was like, man, this is a lot of work. This is a lot of work. And as I was doing that, I started thinking about like all of the things that I've done this year and in previous years to try to simplify my life and not make it so complicated. And then I started thinking about, I started Studio Sherpas, it was really a side hustle. It was a passion. And at some point, I didn't want it to be overwhelming for my life. And here I am, or there I was sitting on the couch next to the fire and writing notes, listening to a previous episode. And I was like, what? I'm not doing this. This is like... I mean, you deserve the best, right? So I'm not saying that you don't deserve for me to work super hard, but I also believe that there's some other stuff that I could talk about that wouldn't be nearly as heavy lifting as going through. I think I have 10 episodes that I was trying to go through, and if every episode is about 50 minutes long, then and I'm listening to it at 2x, you get the point. There's just a lot there. This episode today, I want to talk about some of my favorite things from this year, some of the things that I learned. I'm going to share some of my favorite softwares. I'm going to share some of my favorite podcasts, some of my favorite events, and just some of the things that I think shaped me and made me a better person in 2019. So, with that said, again, I'm so thankful that you're here, that we're spending this time together. By the time that you are listening to this, I will have hopefully safely arrived in Florida with my family. We're taking a week-long vacation in Florida with my in-laws, and the kids are pumped. I'm excited. Today in Detroit, it is like, looking at my watch, it is 10 degrees outside, so definitely looking forward to some southern Florida hot sun. And you are probably listening to this on New Year's Eve or the eve of New Year's Eve. And I love to reflect. I love to think about the previous year and the highs and the lows, the good, the bad, the ugly. What did I learn? And this year was definitely a year of growth for me in a lot of ways. And man, I'm so happy. I'm so happy with the things that I learned, the ways that I grew personally, the way that our business has grown. This year started out really slow. We had 3 really big clients that just didn't do any work with us the first half of the year. And so that was quite different for us. We had some major adjustments to make. Lindsay, our operations director, she transitioned out of her role. We moved to a new house at the end of last year, but because I had had surgery on my Achilles tendon at the end of last year, it was a really slow start in a lot of ways to this year. But the middle of the year, things took a shift. Things shifted. I had gone to a conference in April. I went to another one in May, and then we hosted the Studio Sherpas Onward Summit in June. And all three of those events were incredible learning times for me. I just remember being at the summit and having a side conversation with Rob Booker, who is a previous guest on the show and was one of the presenters at the conference. And he was just asking me who is my target? Who are we trying to serve and who are we trying to help? And I didn't have an answer, and that really frustrated me. We have done so much work as a company to refine our branding, refine our messaging, and get some clarity over who we want to serve. For the first, 5-6 years of our corporate brand, we got lots of phone calls. We had lots of opportunities. And it's funny, just as you have all these opportunities and you get a chance to see like what you like doing, what you don't like doing, I felt like we kind of lost our voice and we lost our passion. I lost my passion because I felt like I lost my voice, and I didn't realize this. And I'm going to post this video that I had filmed, kind of going through the process of me realizing this. And it was a huge, huge paradigm shift, a huge awakening, if you will. And you will, because you're listening. You don't have a choice. But I sort of vowed that moment. I think as a company, and this is one of the things that I'm probably most grateful for this year. As a company, we've said for 2 or 3 years now, we're like, one of our goals is to eventually get to a point where we can choose our work, and where we don't have to, take any opportunity that comes our way, or most opportunities, and we could really just say yes to jobs if we want, say no to jobs if we want, and that we'd have that freedom. I literally just realized in the shower a few days ago that since then, I have been able to choose my work. Our company still is in the spot where, we have to take on certain jobs. But what I realized is the power of delegation and the power of me seeing and understanding what doesn't bring me life. And in those things, as I've discovered them over the past few months, I have handed them off. So one of the things that drove me crazy was this particular project where I was writing an RFQ or filling out an RFQ, and I just couldn't stand it because I wasn't sitting down with the founder of the company, and I wasn't hearing their passion for their business and the reason why they needed this video. And all I was doing was filling in the blanks for this RFQ, in knowing that, this organization was going to be looking at this one and multiple other RFQ proposal submissions, and how impersonal that was. And I got so fed up and frustrated and said, I'm never going to do another RFQ again. Well, fast forward a few months, and literally this past week, we received an RFQ from the same organization. And I was like, I opened it because I was interested. And then I remembered, I'm like, wait, I said I'm never going to do these again. And then I realized that I don't have to do this. I have an amazing team, and I have taught my team how to do the things that would be required inside of this RFQ. And so today I met with 2 of my guys and said, hey guys, here's what this RFQ is, and here's what you're going to do, because I'm not doing this, and I'll help oversee it. I'll help if you have questions, but I'm not going to fill this thing out. I'm not going to deliver it 5 minutes before it's due at 3 p.m. on January 10th. Like, you guys are in charge of making this happen. And I have full confidence that they will make it happen, and they will do a great job, and they're not going to experience the same frustrations that I have pretty much every time I've done one of these RFQs, because we've spread the work out, and I have my creative guy working on the creative parts of the RFQ, and I've got my administrative guy working on the administrative parts of the RFQ. So it's a win-win-win. Thank you, Michael Scott. But it might sound obvious. Well, Ryan, you have a team, so yeah, why wouldn't you, delegate? But it's hard because, I know that my guys they're busy in their roles. They have certain things that they do. And there are certain things that I do. And I've just always assumed, well, an RFQ comes in, like that's sales, so I need to do it. But an RFQ really isn't, we're not selling it. I'm not building a relationship. That's my strong suit, is being across the table from somebody, shaking somebody's hand, giving somebody a hug, talking to them, not writing up a proposal, writing a pitch, not spending my time there. So coming to that realization for me is a huge win. It's a huge win for me this year. And it gives my team some ownership over parts of the business that they just haven't touched, they haven't known about, they haven't been a part of. So now I get them a little bit more invested in, we talked through this process today, and I said, guys, my hope and my goal is not that we go out looking for RFQs. Like, that's not the kind of work that we want to do. We want to do work with people that are calling us. Like, that's our ultimate goal, is that people would call us and say, hey, we've seen your work, or we've heard about you, you've come highly referred. We would love to be able to work with you. That's our goal. But in the meantime, there are going to be opportunities that pop up, and for us to have a plan for what to do when those things pop up, well, today was kind of the first big step in knowing what to do, having a plan for when we get an RFQ and saying, hey, is this something that we want to move forward with, or something that we don't? So that's one of my biggest things that I think, most proud of, most excited about from 2019. I'm not going to go over these episodes, but I just want to hit on a few of my favorite episodes. There was seriously a ton of episodes. I looked through all of them. I just looked at the titles and the guests, and I was sort of in awe of all of the guests that were on the show this year. And, it's so weird to be a part of this Studio Sherpas thing, because it's not just me, right? I'm not in a silo. I've met people who are learning things. I've been able to interview so many different people who've been able to speak into the Studio Sherpas community, and it's incredible. So I'm super thankful for that. Obviously, I'm super thankful for you that you listen to the show, and I'm super thankful for when you reach out and say, hey, this resonates with me. I hear you, and this is good. So a couple of episodes. Again, there's 52 people, 40 something people. I can't do math. 52 weeks in a year, a show every week. Some of those weeks it was just me. Okay, you get the idea. Amina Moreau, she was episode 144. The title of her episode was How to Perfect Your Storytelling and Brand. I just remember after that episode, I felt like there were so many nuggets. She was basically interviewing me through, I think, the first half of the episode, but she just has such a great perspective on storytelling, and she cares deeply about the life of a brand and the authenticity of people, and as we represent our brands. And that's something that's an area that I have, I think, always been drawn to. And so, talking with Amina, I really didn't even have to come with any questions. Well, number one, because she asked me a lot of questions, but really because when you start talking about storytelling and brand voice and all that stuff, it just gets me excited. So that was a great episode. Episode 133, Sean Cannell. He's the YouTube guy. I mean, this guy, I heard him speak at the Kajabi conference, and the episode that we did together was titled How to Create Passive Income Strategies. And, years ago, 10, 12 years ago, as I was trying to think of different things to do inside of my business, ways that I wanted to grow my video business, I thought, man, I need to be doing some other things that might not be directly related to video. And, I tried a bunch of different things. I mean, at one point I was making t-shirts, and maybe you have one of them. Made some pretty good ones, like What the F Stop, it was WTF Stop. That's what it was. And it's not the camera, it's you. That was a cool one. But anyway, I digress, which is exactly what was happening in my business. I was digressing. I was doing things that weren't helping move the brand forward. And that just wasn't good. That was not good for the culture I was trying to build. That was not good for our bottom line. I was super distracted. But, the episode with Sean where, he's talking about different passive income strategies. And a lot of that was based out of YouTube, because that's where he's just a stinking pro. I have realized that, man, like there are things that we need to do, putting all of our eggs in one basket is not wise. And if you're just getting started in video, geez, oh Pete, this is probably not a good conversation to have with you. But if you've been doing this for a while and you've had some slow times, like it's not always amazing, right? The people aren't always knocking on your door to come in and to get you to hire them. So to be able to approach our businesses in a way that says, okay, what is something that we could do that is complementary to what we're already doing? A new product offering, some kind of add-on, services like maybe hosting video footage, final videos for your clients, creating courses or partnering with other people that create courses, selling stock footage. There are a bunch of things, and that's just a great episode to take a listen to if you haven't already, and just think through, like, is there anything that is complementary to what we're doing that if we got 0 clients, we would still have some things that we could do to make money, with the gear, with the expertise, with the knowledge that we have. So yeah, I think that was a good one. It was funny for me to look at these and I'm just kind of riffing here. Blair Enns, he wrote the Win Without Pitching Manifesto, which if you have not read that book, please do yourself a favor. It is amazing. He is such a stud. And the topic of that one was the one thing you need to do to make more money, and such a smart approach. And really it was like, here is something that if you're not doing this, you need to do this. You need to have packages. You need to, when you're presenting to clients, give them options and make sure that you have a high-priced option, and you'll be surprised at how many people end up booking that high-priced option or the middle one versus the low one. And when people do book that high one, you're going to be thrilled, and you're going to think like, oh my gosh, why haven't I been doing this all along? I just thought that was a huge nugget. But his perspective on winning clients without pitching to them, I think it's brilliant, and I really think he's great. So check that episode out if you haven't listened to it. Chris Smith, episode 122. What to do right now if you need more leads. This guy's a marketing mastermind. So that one, I took a ton of notes, and that was a lot of fun. He's doing some really incredible stuff in the marketing space, and it's a really good episode. Bob Berg, episode 153. If you guys are wondering why I might sound a little bit different, it's because I'm at home and my kids are asleep, and I don't think I'm being super quiet, but I feel like I'm almost kind of have this like whispery, and my voice is actually, or my throat's kind of dry right now too. So anyway, Bob Berg, episode 153, The 5 Laws of Stratospheric Success. Bob is the co-author of The Go-Giver, definitely my favorite book from this year. This was an incredible episode. I felt super honored that he said yes, and definitely, you got to check that episode out. Episode 132 with Rob Booker. I mentioned him a little bit earlier, why goodwill is the most powerful currency, and it's really born out of this idea of the 5 laws of stratospheric success. The episode with Bob Berg. Rob and Bob. Wow, that's amazing. And then episode 131 with Graham Cochran, being your true, unique self. Seriously, like Graham is the one that turned me on to Bob Berg and The Go-Giver. Another incredible human, but awesome business guy, and I just learned so much from all of these folks, filmmakers and entrepreneurs. So this is a commercial to listen to more episodes of the show, or revisit some of the episodes of the show if you've already listened to them. Can we get that music underneath to say, like, I'll be right back, and the commercial is just to listen to more episodes. Another highlight of mine from this year was, of course, the Onward Summit. This was an event that we hosted here in Detroit, Michigan. We invited Studio Sherpas people to come and hang out, learn from the presenters that we had who came from all over the United States, and well, mostly from Michigan and some from outside of the United States. The people that attended came from really all over the world. We had people from Canada, people from the United States, people from Hawaii, people from Alaska. I think that's it. But that's kind of like all over the world. I'm hoping we're doing this event in 2020. I'm hoping that maybe we can get some Aussies up in this house. We can get some people from Singapore, because if you heard on a previous episode, Singapore, this show was rated like number, I don't know, it was in the top 100 for sure, and that's amazing because I don't speak the language that they speak in Singapore, which is I'm not sure which language that is, but I love that there's people there that listen to the show. That's amazing. Anyway, the Onward Summit, actually doing that event, we had 25 people that attended. It was amazing. It was magic. I loved every minute of it, seeing people connect, seeing people grow, seeing people just be so thankful to be in the presence of other filmmakers and people that were in similar and even different places in their business journey. That was just really, really cool, really, really special. And pencil the dates in. I'm going to be sending emails soon where you can lock in your spot, because we're going to keep it small, because I think that's partly where the magic is. And I would love for you to attend. And it's going to cost some dollars. So, if you're looking at buying a bunch of other things over the next few months, consider saving some cashola for this Onward Summit. And it's going to be, I think, May 31st. We're going to get together in the evening for some cocktails and just hang out. And then June 1st and 2nd are going to be workshops and networking and hanging out and all that stuff. And then we may add an additional day, which would be June 3rd. And that would probably just be a half day. Then people will go home, and it's going to be in Detroit again. So anyway, hopefully you will pencil that in and just stay tuned. If you're not on our email list, make sure you get on that email list, and you can do that if you just go to studiosherpas.com. There's places where you can put in your email, or just shoot us an email, hey@studiosherpas.com, and say, I want to know when the Onward Summit's coming. There's probably a page, it's like studiosherpas.com/onward, where maybe you could even put your email in to receive information. I don't know. It's late. Something that I'm proud of from 2010. Nope, not 2010. Something that I'm proud of from 2020. Nope, it's not even 2020. It feels like 2020 because it's past my bedtime. It's something that I am proud of are the personal habits that I've developed, like exercising in the morning, staying consistent with my quiet time in the morning, journaling, reading my Bible. Also, as weird as it might sound, taking naps. I do take naps, not every day, but I don't know, 2, 3, 4 days a week. And they're 15-minute, like little power naps. But just having the quieting my body. I might lay down at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And as I lay down, it's like my heart is like I feel it. And, there's 100 thoughts and ideas and things running through my head. And I just force myself to just breathe. So I feel like I've built some pretty good habits this year and have stuck with them, and they've just become a part of who I am. I go to bed earlier, except for nights like tonight, but I go to bed earlier throughout the week, which has been awesome. And overall, I'm probably the healthiest I've ever been, which is amazing. And a lot of it's due to, 2 years ago when I hurt my back. And then shortly thereafter, I tore my Achilles tendon, and I just realized, like, oh my gosh, this body is very temporary, and I need to do what I can to take care of it. So that was kind of a good wake up call for me. Also, turning 40 at that same time, and then I grew a beard. All these things just started changing in my body, and oh man. But yeah, I think something kind of clicked for me, and I realized what was more important. And so in doing all of those things, I feel like I've been able to be more present. and I've been able to be more effective. And I didn't write this one down, but this is another one of those habit stacking things, is doing that high performance planner in the morning, every work day, to really think through, what are the goals for my day? What are the things that I have to get done by the end of the day? Who do I need to help? What struggles there might be today, or something that I might not be looking forward to, and just thinking through that stuff, being way more intentional about each day. That has been very, very helpful. So if you don't have habits in the morning, if you're hopping on your phone and doing your email and all that stuff first thing in the morning, please just stop doing that. Your heart, your head, your heart, your head, your heart. Oh boy, it really is late. I swear I'm just drinking tea. It's straight tea. Your heart, your head, your body needs different food as you start your day. So that's may that just be an encouragement to you. I feel like I heard that for a long time, and until in my own story where some major things happened, did I realize, like, oh my gosh, I need to really be more intentional with my days. So hopefully you hear that just as that. The Kajabi conference for me was an amazing conference where I met some incredible people and really just saw a new perspective on business, online business. You guys know that obviously with Studio Sherpas, we have online courses and training that you can purchase and become a part of. We run all of our stuff on Kajabi, which I'm a huge proponent of. If you are thinking about doing any type of online training, digital courses, or you have clients that have digital content that they want to sell and you want to partner with them in some way, use Kajabi. You will thank me later. All of the things that you need to run your business: lead magnets, emails, sales pages, checkout pages, connection with PayPal and Stripe, and beautifully designed web pages and the ability to create websites easily. They have a mobile app now. It's like, and then obviously like a course experience. I'm a huge fan of this software, and I'm also an affiliate. And so if you are looking, if you use my affiliate code, you get almost a full month of free access to test drive Kajabi. And you can get that if you go to studiosherpas.com/Kajabi. It's Kajabi, Kajabi. And check it out. They've got so many courses and material that will help you as you're thinking about creating your own training, or, like I said, partnering with somebody. So going to that conference was incredible for me. But then also, we have a partner, Susan. You guys have heard me talk about her before. She creates these amazing floral tutorials. We do all the production for her, and we also manage all of the marketing, which means we do Facebook ads for her. We write her emails, and we have a revenue share with her. And so that for us it's a huge revenue stream for us. So if our video production business failed and the only thing that we had left was Susan's work, because that's not dependent on clients, like this is her business, this is her livelihood, and that would not go away. So we make a monthly stream of income through the work that we did for her, and we're continuing to do more work and different things with her to make more money and to continue to grow that brand. So that's been, I think, life-changing for our business. It's really been life-changing for her. And we just signed another course creator client, which we're really excited about. She has a huge Instagram following and does some pretty incredible stuff. So I'm excited to share some more of that in the near future. But again, if you're interested at all, check out our Kajabi link. It's just studiosherpas.com/Kajabi, and get that free membership, and you'll double up on the time length that it's free for. How do you say that? By using that affiliate link. And I read Building a Story Brand, I think last year for the first time. And again, I love that format. I love Donald Miller. I love what he has brought to the marketing world. And I reread the book recently, and it's really had an impact on me. Thinking about our clients being the hero and us being the guide for them, that's how we started Studio Sherpas was to be the guide for you to say, hey, I want to take my 15 years of being a business owner in this world of video production and share with you the pitfalls, the things that I did well, the things that I didn't, and hopefully you learn from them. And now, with our clients, that's what we want to be too. We want to help them make good decisions. We want to help them know, should they even hire us? That's the kind of stuff that I think StoryBrand teaches. So if you're not familiar with StoryBrand, you definitely need to check out StoryBrand. And then my friend Preston from EOS, he is our EOS implementer. That has been life-changing for our business for the past 3 years, continues to be. We just did an all-day planning session with him for 2020, and that was brilliant. And one of my favorite things that he teaches is the 3 Ds. It's delete, delegate, and do. And he's basically like, when projects come in or tasks come in, these are the 3 things that you need to think through. Is this something that you can delete? Is it even important? If you can't delete it, is it something that you can delegate and have somebody else do? And if not, then you just got to do it, right? And going through that process, similar to this whole RFQ thing that I was talking about earlier, that's one of those where I said, you know what, I don't have to do this. I can delegate this. We don't want to delete it because it's potentially over $200,000 in work. And to just say, well, Ryan just doesn't want to do RFQs anymore is not a wise business decision. But being able to delegate that and pass that off to the team, amazing. Yes, I'll take that all day, every day. And that's about it. I think I surprised myself talking as long as I did. No, I didn't surprise myself. Who am I kidding here? I think I would be remiss if I didn't say the people, as I look back on this year and I think through the relationships, the friendships, the family that I have that surrounds me and that is for me, that is for my success, that encourages me, that supports me, that loves me, that loves my family. I just feel like the people that God has placed in my life is such a huge gift. And the only thing that I want to do is to be able to return that favor, that same graciousness that people have had toward me, and the same way that people have taught me and led me. I want to be that. And I'm realizing, as I become an old man, I'm just realizing the importance of that. And maybe it's just because of who I am surrounding myself with that I'm like, man, it's better to give than it is to receive. And it's Christmas season right now. And, my kids are so excited to get presents, and it's so challenging as an adult to try to teach them, hey, like, here's what Christmas is all about. And it's not about that. I mean, that's definitely part of it. But what's more important is to think of others and to think about, what is the most important thing. And the most important thing is love. And I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful that I have gotten to experience it. And the fact that you're here with me just speaks to me even more, to say, like, you know what, I feel loved. I am happy to extend love. And is that too much for a podcast to talk about or to do or to experience? I don't know, but I have, and I am forever grateful for it. And I'm really, really excited for you, for the new year. I'm excited to hear of your stories and your journey and the things that you'll do in 2020 to make an impact in the world, to share your story, to help others, to serve others, to become a better storyteller, and to improve in your craft and to improve in the business side of your business, so that the thing that you're called to do, you can do for a long time. I'm here for you. I support you. I love you. Love your guts. And thanks for being a part of this episode. This was a fun and interesting one to do. And I will end it here. I'm so excited to talk to you next decade. Had to do it one more time. That's it. Talk to you soon. See ya.